It is 10:01 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Dave Grogan, and you're not Boogie with the Bull. A rare Saturday broadcast is what you are watching. We are live on the Dave Grogan profile, and if you're on YouTube, we're live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, unless they decide to shut us off. And if they do that, then you're going to have to come back over here and watch it on Facebook, because the only other place you'll be able to watch it is on the Boogie with the Bull True Patriot Talk group over on Streetlock. But you have to go look for it because we really made it hard for you, and we didn't pin it to the top of the broadcast over there, and we will get that fixed very shortly. But if you're around, come into the live chat on the Dave Grogan profile and share your thoughts about what is going on in the world. I've been hiding from the world the last couple of days. Didn't do a Tuesday broadcast because a technical issue trying to get the Windows 10 device up and running. We figured it out, but we haven't gotten it completed yet. And Thursday, I had an allergy attack and didn't feel 100%. So took that day off, and not sure about what's going to happen on Tuesday, because next Tuesday, the 16th, is my 62nd birthday. And I don't know, sometimes in the past, I have gone in and done radio shows on my birthday just because I was happy and joyous and thought it was the right thing to do. Good morning, Robin Brunson. Robin Brunson has been watching more Boogie with the Bull broadcasts than just about anybody else lately. And she watches the American Rebellion, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday over on Rumble now. They used to be here on Facebook, but now they're over on Rumble. So go over to Rumble and watch them over there. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, the American Rebellion. Jerry Michaels, Nikki Young, Jen Woodruff is there a lot. Robert Lawless and his wife, Jamie, the Minnesota Madman, is there. A lot of people are there, and a lot of people that watch Boogie with the Bull are there as well. I want to thank everybody who messaged me on Thursday to check whether or not we were going to be doing a broadcast, and I apologize. Like I said, just head hasn't been in the right place the last few days. It feels like the dementia medication is finally regulating. And if I sit at my desk and do what I'm supposed to do, then I feel good and I'm ready to rock and roll and do a broadcast. Robin Brunson is sitting. Let me get this on the screen if I can remember how to do it. There, Robin Brunson is sitting here at Fat Cup Coffee with her iced coffee and a muffin. And I need to apologize, Robin, to the people at Fat Cup Coffee, because I contacted them asking them if they would consider doing sponsorship announcements on Boogie with the Bull broadcasts. And then we just kind of had a few broadcasts that were kind of probably not what anybody might want to sponsor. So I apologize if the people at Fat Cup Coffee got a negative idea, but we're going to tone it down a little and get a better grip on it and still have fun. So the people over at Fat Cup Coffee, I hope that that we clear up any concerns that you might have, and maybe you'll help us program some broadcasts as well. And when we're live Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, maybe you'll even have it running live. Who knows? Anyway, Janice, I got to look over this monitor. Janice Lund, Annunziata. Janice Lund, Annunziata. I hope I said it right. And that goes back to, I was telling somebody about that the other day. I got the chance to work with my hero of heroes in radio, Gil Hart, who was the news director of KYUU in San Francisco, interviewed me for a job in the news department. I believe it was an entry-level job. And Gil very politely, a few minutes into the broadcast, said to me, Dave, I don't think you're going to get the job, but don't get upset. He said, you're the news director of the college radio station, and you probably have a bunch of habits, and they may be bad habits for me, but they're good habits for you. But he said, yeah, we've got a bunch of habits on how you do things on the college radio station. And if you come here to KYUU, you're likely to corrupt the people who I have working for me, and I don't want to do that. So he said, I'll be very polite and I'll let you sit here all day and you can watch and you can take part. And I did. I got to watch. I took part. And one of the things he said to me was, when it comes to someone's name on your copy, make some notes where you can see them so you can pronounce their name. Because if you mispronounce their name, you look stupid. And he said, if I was hiring you and you look stupid, that means I look stupid. And I don't want to look stupid. So Gil, rest in peace. And we still make sure that we can pronounce anybody's name that comes up on the monitors or takes part on the broadcast. Danny Campbell, who has watched more Boogie with the Bull broadcast than anybody in the history of Boogie with the Bull broadcast, even Robin Brunson, is here, and it is a pleasure to have you here. No format for today's broadcast. Just figured we'd fire it up and make sure I was comfortable and ready to come back and do some broadcasts that I guest on next week, as well as doing Boogie with the Bull. So anybody is okay to just type something into the live chat that we can discuss. And we should discuss. I'm still upset about the Epstein list thing. I think I agree with Jerry Michaels and others who have said, you know what? If anybody is on that list, they need to just be. Some people are already ready to convict them and just decide that they're bad people, and that's it. I'm not sure that's what I want to do, because I still subscribe to we live in the United States of America. And just because your name shows up on a list, it may harbor some suspicions. It may get people on one side of the Department of Justice saying he or she is guilty. It may get people in the press saying he or she is innocent. It may get people saying he or she is innocent. So you got to give everybody their day in court and let them either publicly humiliate themselves or show that their name got put on the list for some unknown reason to the rest of us, and they're probably guilty of sin. And if that is the case, then they have to deal with whatever the outcome is. I want to apologize this morning. The pre-Parkinson's symptoms, my hands are moving around a lot. So I'm kind of grabbing things and trying to hold things so that you don't see my hands being animated all over the screen this morning. That's a skill that comes with doing the broadcast and just having a fidget thing on my desk here and there that I can grab. Everybody knows that I have Lewy body dementia coupled with bipolar 1 and 2. Yes, bipolar 1 and 2. I have both hypermania and manic depression, and I have Lewy body dementia. So, mental health issues have always been important to me and anybody who ever wants to come on to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast who either has any mental health issue and has lived it for years like I have. The bipolar 1 and 2, I think, came here with me. I strangled on the umbilical cord at birth, and I believe that was the traumatic brain injury that launched that. And then coming up on 2 years ago, an MRI showed the Lewy body, and you just kind of learn to add that to it. Enjoy a good cup of coffee when you can, and sit back and look at the world, and just figure out your place in it sometimes. And don't. And I'm the absolute wrong person to do this, and I will keep telling you this. I'm the absolute wrong person to tell you not to stay at home, hide in your room, rarely go outside, and experience the world other than maybe going to doctor's appointments and stuff like that. You can't hide in your room. Your room can't be your world. You got to get outside and see the outside world. You got to spend time with your family outside of your bedroom. It's okay. And it's not just going to the kitchen table when they call you out, sitting down, eating, and then finding a convenient time to slip away from the kitchen table and clean up your plate, put it in the sink, and then continue on into the room and close the door again until the next time they call you out. You got to get out, go sit in the park, go find a place that you like, even if it's a bar. Go sit in a bar and just talk to friends. And if you think you're okay, have one now and then. Just don't overindulge, because you can't, because most of the medications we take, you can't overindulge. But, go sit in a bar and talk with your friends, and, go to the old car meets. If you got a classic car, take it out of your garage and make everybody's mouth drop and tongue wag when they see that car that you're driving. Our condolences go out to a 94-year-old Florida lady that we read yesterday, had a beautiful 1964 Mercury. She didn't say what model it was, and I didn't quite get to finish reading the article, but a 1964 Mercury that turned 567,000 miles, and that was it. And my condolences to her. I wish it was going. I wish it was still going. We didn't have that luck with our 21-year-old Toyota. It had about 140,000 miles. Both fuel lines and the brake lines underneath had rusted out, and a very trustworthy mechanic down here said $4,000 to fix that, plus take all the rust off. And it's not with us, not with us much longer. And you get what you get. If you take good care of your car, it'll be around forever. Billy Harding, my friend up in Leominster and Massachusetts, throughout Massachusetts, we work together at Central Square Taxi in Waltham. He is watching. Tina Scott is watching. And hello to both of you. And I called Billy's bluff yesterday on his profile. I commented on one of his posts that showed Bill Belichick is done with the New England Patriots. He's been released. And I said, Billy, you need to stay by your phone, because I hear that the Crafts are looking for a new coach, and your name is on the list because you have season tickets. So, if you're a season ticket holder for the New England Patriots, there's a good chance your phone could ring and you might get called, and you might be the next coach of the New England Patriots, the next head coach of the New England Patriots. I don't think I would take the job if Bob or Jonathan called me, unless I had a great organization underneath me who would tell me everything I might ever need to do, because I don't think I could think fast enough to keep winning enough games. And the dogs in Studio B are telling me that's true. I probably couldn't do it. Randy Rhodes is watching, and let me get over here. And I didn't have time to send out links to everybody this morning, Randy, but the link is on the screen if you want to come and join me, or if you're still in the Boogie with the Bull link group on Messenger. The link actually, I don't remember if the link got in there, but not sure how long we're going to be this morning either. It was just coming on, and like I said, doing it again to prove to myself that I could do it again, because I hadn't done it last week. I took both days off, Tuesday and Thursday, and didn't play on the American Rebellion last week or any other broadcasts that I like to play on. But I'm back. The mics are on. The dogs are barking, and we're ready to rock and roll. Ichabod Palmer says it won't let him come on because there is a there is a issue. So let me try something, because it's very possible that I did it fast in the Boogie with the Bull, the Boogie Links group on Messenger. So let me just check something and make sure, because sometimes in the heat of getting us on, well, no, that's the no, there's a mistake. I see it. All right, hang on. No, 9F, 9FRU, 9FRU, RXFUQ. That, let me try something. Hold on. Let me try putting it in again. I'm known to do that. So, modern technology and the fun of being your own live producer. 9FRU RXFUQ. I bet I typed in F. I bet I probably typed in, no, FUQ, that's right. You get over here, input in that. Go back over here. STREAMYARD dot. Oops. Dot COM. Oops. Let me try that. Huh. Well, let me try it one more time. 9FR. No, don't try that, because I just tried that and it says, well, it has to be working because that's the link that I'm on. So let me just try making sure I typed it in again. 9FRU, 9FRU, RXFUQ. Well, that's the link that I typed in, so I'm not 100% sure if it's not bringing other people, then I'm sorry, it can't bring other people. Randy, if the link works for you, I'll give you a minute or a few minutes, and you can talk about All Roads Lead to Home. Well, all right, let me read this to you. Okay, the link on the screen is wrong. If you took the link from the link on the screen, the link on the screen is wrong. The link on the screen is a link that we already use. So hold on just a moment. If you came in and you took the link from the screen, I thought I changed the link. I probably didn't save it. So if you're taking the link from on the screen, let me try FUQ. If you're taking the link from the link on the screen, let me try this now. 9FRU 9FRU RX. No, there's a problem again. Hold on. I can't do this. I got to get me a live producer one of these days. There it is. 9FRU F. Excuse me. 9FRU RX. 9FRU RX FUQ. Yeah, that is the link. That is the correct link. The correct link should be on the screen right now. StreamYard.com/9FRURXFUQ. 9FRURXFUQ. That is the link that I am broadcasting on right now. So if it doesn't bring you to the studio, then I apologize. But Randy Rhodes, if that link will work for you, you're more than welcome to come on. Like I said, you get a chance to talk about genealogy. John Ross, let me highlight this. John Ross is 20 years old today. Happy birthday. He's in Canada and he can't share. Justine up there probably doesn't want you to share Boogie with the Bull broadcast, but you did make it truly international because that means that someone outside of the United States is watching. So let me try this, actually. We'll do this. Hang on just a second. We'll do this. We will get... Okay, so you're getting the same thing. I'm not sure what to tell you, Ichabod, unless maybe somehow Facebook is blocking the link and you can't get in. But I've looked at it again. 9FRUR 9FRURXFUQ. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is. Let me try something and see if I send it. If I send it to you personally, Ichabod and Randy, let's see. We're not quite up to snuff with all of the professionals where they can just copy it and send it to you. We have to rely on hands typing it in. And so we'll try one more time. And if it doesn't work, then people won't be able to join me. And it's something else that we'll have to look at. But let's see. We are 9. Frank, Robert, Union, Robert, X-ray, Frank, Union, Q. All right. Well, then for some reason, maybe StreamYard is not letting people join today. That is the actual link. I've typed it in 4 times, so that's the best I can do. Yeah, the link you sent us on Messenger isn't working. Okay, well, the link that I sent you on Messenger is the link that I just tried to send you right now. I did send it to you. I hit it myself, and it says, if I hit it myself, it says 404 not working. So I will have to contact StreamYard. But let's see. I have StreamYard 9FRU. 9FRU RX FUQ. That's what I got typed in. So that's the link that I'm on. So I will have to contact StreamYard and maybe they're taking action against me. I don't know. Everybody else is right now. So we'll just continue to do our best. Randy Rhodes, I'm here. Where is the link? The link is on the screen right now. All right, hold on. We'll try to send it to Randy because maybe it will work with Randy. For some reason, maybe it'll work with Randy. And I don't know. So let me try one more thing. StreamYard.com. Hold on. Why? Yes. No. Yes. Okay. We have 9. Frank, Robert, Union, Robert, X. Oh, I see the issue. 9. There was an issue. There was a letter missing. Nine FRURXRFUQ. There is a letter missing. Hold on. Let's try this. There is a letter missing. X Robert, right? X Robert. X Robert. X Robert. Okay. Oops. Oops. All right, hold on. Okay. It should be, the corrected should be on the screen right now. It should be StreamYard.com/9FRURXRFUQ. There was a letter missing. Yes, we do have to work on updated equipment that will allow us to copy the link and take it everywhere. So the corrected link is on the screen. The corrected link is on the screen right now. Randy, let me do this. Hold on. There. Get back into here. All right. So we're gonna zap this out. The modern technology of being your own one person. Your own one person, and I don't care. I enjoy it, and it doesn't matter. The life goofs just show that we are human, doing our best. And we go to the number 9. FRU. All right, Randy Rhodes is popping in. Randy Rhodes should be popping in. FRUR. FUQ. So hang on just a moment. FUQ. Hang on just a moment. All right, Randy, I have some echo from you. All right, Ichabod, that link works. It will bring you into the studio, so you can try that. I'm getting some. That's not on my end. Okay. All right. Well, that worked. All right. Well, Randy's here, and he's going to tell you about our roads lead to home genealogy, and hopefully Ichabod will get a chance to jump in and tell us what's going on with him momentarily. And like I said, we unfortunately have till about 11 o'clock this morning, and then we have to pull the plug. So, Randy?
You're going to parachute 11 o'clock, huh?
I have to parachute myself at 11 o'clock. My wife has not been feeling good lately, so I promised that I would be done by the time she got home so she could relax.
Lay down and relax. Yeah.
So she could relax during the day. And there's Ichabod.
Hey, Ichabod. How you doing, dude?
Hey, bud. How are you? Hi, Dave.
Okay.
Hey.
So Ichabod, as long as we can stay away from conversations that includes gutting, slicing, dicing, and freezing meat, I'll be okay.
Okay. And as long as I don't flash Trump memes of Trump pulling a Clark Kent and opening up his shirt to be Super MAGA, I'll be okay.
I have to admit, Ichabod, when you were talking about it the one day, when they asked, I think it was like the second time you were on Jerry's show, and they asked what you did for a living, and you went into very specific details. I had to jump off. It was just too much for me because I like eating human food, meat, chicken, pork, that whole 9 yards. I like being able to hunt in the freezer section or the cooler section of the grocery stores. I don't need to know where it came from. I don't need to know what it went through to get to my freezer. But that was what your conversation was enough for me to say to my wife, that's it.
But you want to know, you do want to know what it is, Randy.
Why?
Because
I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know. I mean, he went into, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get off it because I'm going to start talking about it. We just shoot him in the head and he dropped dead. And we had the one who, she knew what was going on.
No. I still can't bring myself to do that.
No.
to do that either. But I guess all I'm saying is that, I'm guessing that if you called Ichabod and you ordered a bunch of meat from Ichabod, because we all trust Ichabod, we would trust that it's actual real meat and it hasn't been contaminated other than what that animal might have eaten out in nature, and Steve and others can't butcher and correct out. And I'm sure that there are ways that they can get rid of just about all of it. And if it's overly contaminated, of course, they're not going to send it to you because they're not going to eat it themselves.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ichabod. Wasn't there a point in time in history where the cattle folks who, obviously they make money based on the weight of the cattle they sell. If I remember correctly, wasn't there a point in time where they were actually feeding cement to the cattle to make them gain weight?
Not that I've ever heard of.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this goes back. I mean, I'm older than you, but this goes back a long time. Me hearing that, I thought myself, well, I guess they're mixing cement in with the feed. I don't know.
I know a long time ago when Breyers Ice Cream was still operating under the name Seal Test, and I was a kid, they were putting some antibiotic in the cow's food to treat something. And because they were doing that, it was an antibiotic that I was allergic to. So temporarily I couldn't drink Seal Test milk, which was the milk my mother bought at the time. But, other than that, go ahead, Steve.
On my defense, Randy, I just took this butcher job as a winter job to get through.
No. I mean, you gotta do to survive. I totally understand that. And if it's not for folks like you, we wouldn't be, going to our home freezer and pulling out a pack of hamburgers and whatever to feed our family. I wholeheartedly, just do this like we do for Jen. But your job, I couldn't do it. And it's great to know that there are folks like you who can do that job without throwing up on the meat.
Yeah. I wish I could get Stephen.
Well, not point. I'm sorry, Dave. When you first started doing that, did you have the nausea, seeing it, or did you have nightmares of them coming after you?
I don't have nightmares. It does bother me. I mean, it does bother me to have to kill the animal, but somebody's got to do it,
Yeah.
And I've never understood it, and I need to ask at some point, although I don't personally keep kosher. Supposedly, the way I understand it, they're not dead when they're walked in. They're just walked in and for lack of putting it better, gutted. And I don't know if that's true or not. It's just someone told me that one time. And
no, they go into the kill chute and then they're killed, and then they go into the processing room.
Even a kosher, even one that's being killed in kosher standards, you're saying.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So what makes a difference, Bob, between just you, slice and dicing for me, and you slice and dicing for a Jewish person who follows all the rules of being kosher?
They use a Jewish silver bullet. I'm sorry.
So, you guys get any snow?
We didn't. In Florida, we didn't.
We got hammered. We had 2 blizzards here within 3 days. 2 blizzards. The last one hit us last night. My truck ain't started in 3 days. That's how cold it is.
What state are you in?
My diesel pickup will not start. It's been down for 2 days.
What state are you in? What state?
Missouri.
He's in the state of confusion.
I'm in Missouri.
Missouri, okay. Well, yeah. Isn't Missouri kind of like known for its heavy snowfall?
Well, used to, but we ain't had a snowfall like this in 20 years.
Wow. See, where's that warming thing that everyone's complaining about?
Global warming. Yeah,
global warming.
Yeah.
So I can't stay on here long today, guys, but I just want to give you guys an update.
I'm glad that you did. But
there is a route or a convoy being formed by patriots like us, and like there was up in D.C., like at Hagerstown. They're forming one right now, and it's going to hit simultaneously in 3 different states: Texas, California, and Arizona. They're going down on the 29th and staying till the 3rd, maybe longer. I've had 2 personal phone calls asking if they wanted to pick me up and go with them, and I'm not going to the border. I was going to a year ago go down with Veterans on Patrol, but I backed out. I think I'm just going to stay home.
So after the broadcast or in the next couple of days, if you want to get the information to me, Steve, and we can coordinate a broadcast, maybe we should do some broadcasts during the time that they're heading out on the 29th. And
I got friends that are going, so I'm going to try to link with them and have them stay in touch with me while they're down there.
And even if it's one of these, even if it's one of these, I have pretty good luck with StreamYard and phone cameras, unless you get a phone call in the middle of being on a live broadcast. Then it's iffy, and sometimes you get knocked off. But I'm really looking to get more and more and more and more of those things.
Well, I called a cousin of mine that lives in Texas. I called a cousin this morning that lives in Texas, and he had a friend that's with the DPS, and he said that the National Guard did come in there and run DPS out of there at Eagles Pass. So the National Guard did take over Eagles Pass, and they put out Border Patrol and DPS and all that, and the FBI. They had a standoff, from what I understand.
Now, will they allow you guys to peacefully assemble, or do we not know for sure that this will in fact be a peaceful assembly?
On the flyer, and the information I'm getting, it's supposed to be peaceful, but my mentality is it'd probably be better for me to just stay home, because I don't think I could go down there and be peaceful anymore. After the J6 incident, I don't think I could restrain myself. Just saying. So I'm going to stay home.
So you're saying the FBI and the Border Patrol were there to keep you guys from going to the border?
No, from what I understand, they was in charge of Eagles Pass, and the military went in there, or the National Guard, and basically booted them out. So they took over that area, that park, or National Guard has.
I'm saying they're keeping the good folks from going to the border to face off against the illegals. Are they there to keep the illegals from crossing in?
I think that's the reason. I think that's the reason they're forming this convoy, because people like us has had enough. Yeah. But I think it's going to be a false flag. And to me, my guts tell me it's going to be like a J6 deal. It's going to be a setup.
Yeah.
So that's my guts. I'm just going to go with my gut this time.
Okay. And we still got about 20 minutes before this may have to end. But let's see. What is the latest with your son? I was looking over a lot of things, and Tuesday I didn't do a broadcast. Thursday I didn't do a broadcast, which I've apologized profusely to everybody. But you're always on the list to get an update on what's going on with your son and prepping. So what is going on with your son?
I talked to him for the first time. He's been down there, over a week now. I talked to him 3 days ago. He's doing good, but that's not the place for him to be. I mean, hell, I think they've tried to set him up, because the people that got him put there kept on doing their shady shenanigans, even though they was working for the feds or I don't know who they was working for, the feds, but they've actually been screwing up and not doing what their deal was supposed to do with the feds. So they got arrested and they're incarcerated, and they put them in the same cell block as my son. So the people that put my son in prison are in jail with him.
And supposedly they're on the same side as the people that put them in jail.
So I think they're trying to set my son up there just to get him, to do something, which he won't.
No.
But he did call out one of the boys and told him, said, hey, you know, you need to get a hold of your family and tell them to quit making threats towards our family, because my dad, if you come over on dad's property, it ain't going to end up pretty. You're going to have to call a coroner.
Okay.
Well, I just put it out there. You guys want to mess with me
I
and
know.
my family? If you mess with me or my family and you come to my home, it's not going to turn out good. I'm not going out to look for trouble, but I will protect me and mine.
Yep. And I think a lot of people are getting to that point. A lot of people that weren't at that point before, I think, are getting to that point.
Yeah,
in my lifetime, I never figured I would ever have to carry a pistol everywhere I go. In my life, I've never ever thought it'd ever come to this, but it has.
I don't know if I would, but by the same token, it really at this point doesn't matter to me who knocks on my door and says what side they say they're from, and they have to take us and move us away, because my fear is that they will separate us, and when they separate us, because I'm I always worry about where that means that I might end up. So I don't know what would happen. And I can't, I would never, I don't think I would carry a gun at this point, only because, I'd aim at the top left square, and I'd probably hit the right square, and, Randy's cats would be down here with AK-47s, and that would be the end of it.
It's pretty sad that I never thought I would see my country be at a point where our own government is hell-bent against the true citizens of our nation, to a point where they would falsify information to throw thousands into prisons and make them wait years for their speedy trial, and to force them almost to lie and squeal on, oh yeah, I saw him, yeah, he was in there, he was in there. You swear that? Yeah, I swear. And it's almost like the days of Hitler and his black shirts.
It is, and I don't think any of us saw this coming. Go ahead, Stephen.
Well, I'll tell you how bad it is. I got a friend named Derek Arnold down in Florida.
I know Derek.
He was arrested down in Mar-a-Lago here a few months back for eating a sandwich on public property.
Yep.
He went to court yesterday. He brought his pocket Constitution handbook out that they had in evidence to show it to the judge, and the judge told him that the Constitution was not allowed in his courtroom.
Yeah. And they're getting away with it. And this is ridiculous.
Well,
I talked to Derek this morning on the phone. I mean, me and him talked quite a bit.
Yep.
And I also talked to Richard Citizen, journalist. I don't know if you all know him from DC.
I've heard of him. Derek I've had on before, but I all of a sudden lost touch with him and haven't been able to get him on, but he knows he's welcome.
Derek's been really busy. Him and Richard Citizen. Richard took a break he's from the DC area, and he took a break and had to go recharge his batteries for about 8 months. And he went out west, out towards Las Vegas, up towards Lake Mead, and got in touch with nature, with Mother Earth. And he's back in DC, and I've been talking to him, and I actually talked to him this morning about 5 o'clock, and he said that DC is not normal. He said it's not normal. People are not working like they're supposed to be. He said it's just totally different than what it was when he grew up there.
Yeah. I don't get it anymore.
I don't either.
Did they just go so far that even the Democrats, the elites, the whatever you want to call them, that the lie led to so many other lies that they think they have to just keep lying rather than just look at us and say, I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't want to stand in front of a Republican judge and worry about whatever sentence came down. But, wouldn't it have just been easier months ago to just basically do that? stand in front of the American people and say, hey, we did what we thought we had to do and wait and just accept whatever the outcome is rather than continuing with these prolonged schemes that at some point,
That's
at
like
some point it just has to end.
that's like
Go ahead,
my
Randy.
that's like my friends from the South. Right now, they're in two different locations. I know the one is Arlington Cemetery. I forget where the other one is, but essentially, they're holding a moment of silence or like a wake for the destruction of the two separate monuments of the Confederacy. And they weren't even Confederate monuments. They were monuments that were there to help mend the country, but they happen to be made by those who are from the South and on land that had Confederate graves, and a small amount of people on the left said, I don't want those statues anymore. I don't like the way they look. They make me feel like I crawl into a hole and cry the rest of my life away. But so they destroyed them. And so they're there now, with, a smaller number to.
Did I hear you say the other day on the American Rebellion that it's not so much that they destroyed them, it's they took the materials of the statues and did something else with it?
Correct. So they had previously.
Why aren't we arresting these people and prosecuting them for that?
So, a few months back, they tore down a General Lee statue, and somehow the Black Lives Matter got control of the statue, and they had video showing them melting down General Lee to be reused to create a monument to honor some black person. Okay. And it was essentially a slap in the face of the Southern people. Hey, we got your statue of General Lee. We're going to make a statue of a black person. Maybe one of those people who were, supposedly killed by cops forever. I don't know. But it's a sad thing where 160 some odd years later, it's like they're, my friends in the South saying they're still being beaten down like they're, like the North is the Union, and they're constantly beating down the South. We're the victors. You're the losers. And I said to him, I said, look, I said, I appreciate you holding these vigils for the after the fact of the statues being destroyed, but shouldn't something been done beforehand? Jerry mentioned, the one show. I watch his show primarily just to have a back noise when I'm doing genealogy. But he said one time that, he has a distaste for me for some reason. But, I keep saying, why don't we take a page from the left? And he's saying that we shouldn't. I'm saying we should. The people on the left, they get away with everything. They get away with murder. Okay. So why can't we on the right, who want to protect what is ours and to put back in place some common sense, tear a page out of their, out of their page and do it? For example, I said the people, they glue themselves to the concrete cement on roads. They glue themselves to multi-million-dollar paintings. They're burning down Democrat-controlled cities. They're looting. They're killing. They're maiming. So what? And they get what they want because the Congress and Senate and the judges back down because they've lost control. The left has lost control of these people, and they're afraid they'll come after them. That's why the Supreme Court justices back down when they're asked to look over the theft of the election. The Democrats released the highly protected addresses of those Supreme Court justices to the public, knowing that the people would go there and verbally harass these poor folks. And they did. And they threatened to kill them, threatened to hurt their families. So the judges backed down. They wouldn't hear the case. So why can't we do the same thing and get what we want?
Well, I think it's going to come to that. I do. I believe that it's going to come to that. I believe it's going to get worse than that. I'll tell you my standpoint of it. If I start seeing Antifa and BLM start tearing and burning down cities again, I'm loading up and I'm heading out, because enough's enough. I'm not going to allow the summer of 2020 or the summer of love happen again. Not around here. It ain't going to happen. You know, BLM come to our little town next door over in Bethany, Missouri, Harrison County. They come over there and pulled a permit because they was going to peacefully protest over there, but some of them let it out, so they was going to burn down the jail. Okay, so us good old boys, we sent a message out to them that was fine. They have the right to come over there and peacefully protest. But remember this, we don't shoot rubber bullets. So the day that it was supposed to happen, they all packed up and took off. That didn't even happen.
It's just what we need to do more of, you know. We need to show up in force, but at the same time, we need to somehow get those in the judicial system to start being on our side. I mean, Trump couldn't even make a closing argument. He was told to shut up. His lawyers were told to shut up. That I don't know what. Yesterday, I think, was the last day for the court hearings. I don't know what came out of it, but that judge knew from the very get-go he was going to go against Trump, no matter what the hell was said or done in the courtroom, and that's bullshit.
It is.
Yep.
It is. It really is. It really is.
Well, I'm going to support this convoy. I'm not going to go, but I'm going to support, like the last convoy that went to Hagerstown. We went and met up with them down. We drove about an hour and a half to meet up with them when they came through Missouri, and we donated money because we felt it was a good cause. But my belief is they need to do it simultaneously, not just at the border, but they need to send a few million to the border and a few million to D.C. at the same time.
Yeah.
That way, D.C., you know, they're going to be dealing with their own shit. You know what I mean? They're going to be so distracted and so lost in their mind, they're not going to know what to do.
Let me ask you guys, do you really think we're only a short few months away from the election? Do you see a fair election? Do you see this election going to go unblemished in that? And we know Trump's going to win. I mean, the numbers are just stacked against the left. Do you think the left is going to allow this election process to go without some way of stopping it or stealing it or whatever to keep him from winning?
I think they're going to go to whatever lengths they think they have to stop the election. And I'm not going to say how deep or how grave they could be, but other than maybe he'll get elected, and before he gets inaugurated, he may not be able to be at the inauguration. I don't know what will happen, because I don't know if we call for people to watch the ballot boxes again and be at the polls and watch the polls. I don't know how effective that will be, if anything. They've had 4 years to plan. Even if he is elected and they don't interfere with it at all, if he gets a Republican House and a Republican Senate, he's gone. You know, because they'll just come in one day and Fetterman in the Senate will just stand, someone in the House will just stand up and impeach him because they don't like the color of the socks that he's wearing. And Fetterman will stand up and go, "You're right." And, just because they can. But I think it's important to de-escalate that from happening. Let America think it's not the way that it goes. It never was the way that it goes. And to stand up, and if that's what you want, you gotta be involved in helping it stop. And it's easy for me to say because I'm just a disabled guy who sits behind a camera and a microphone. But we got 10 months, a little less than 10 months before this happens, and the Democrats had 4 years to decide how they were going to get somebody reelected. So,
that's the sad thing. They've had 4 years to perfect the art of the steal. Wasn't that the book that Trump wrote? The art of the theft, something like that.
The art of the deal.
Yeah, the Democrats had almost 4 years now to make better, because they weren't prepared for the multi-millions of people voting for Trump. That's why they kept changing the algorithms until they finally got one that stuck. I mean, it's either going to be they're going to steal it again, or at least try to, or it's going to be they're going to do a lockdown because of COVID or some strain thereof, or they're going to fix the ballots where like here in Pennsylvania, that tractor trailer loaded with signed signatures on ballots that came from New York that went to Pennsylvania, thinking they're making it look like they're Pennsylvanians voting, or they're going to assassinate him. That's their only options left to keep him from being president.
Well, you think we'd learn after all these years? History does repeat itself, and it's been 150 years since we've had, I hate to say it, but a civil war in our country. And if our government does not watch it, they're on the brink of it right now. If they cheat, I mean, people in Missouri, for the last 4 years, for the first 2 years after the election, the fake election or the fraudulent election, nobody say a lot. But now if you go over here to our local town, people are pissed and they're getting ready. I mean, I even got old guys that are like in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, older guys that are like, we got to do something. Well, it's like I keep telling them, Antifa and BLM, they're going to start their shit right before the election like they did back in 2020. They're going to pull up another, like you said, they're going to do another COVID strain or something to that effect, try to lock us down and try to do this mail-in and this ballot box dropping crap again. We know that's going to happen. But no matter the outcome, I think there's going to be chaos regardless on either side.
Do you hear anything from anybody on the other side, Stephen? I mean, does anybody on the other side have the balls to tell you what they think is going to happen?
No, everybody on the other side has balls just to bitch and complain and want to debate. But then whenever you bring up good points, then they don't want to debate anymore.
Yeah.
The sad thing is, my hope, I am anchoring myself to the South with the hope that they're going to be the ones who set this nation back on the straight and narrow and back the way it was. And even if it boils down to splitting the country, you have different organizations within and I won't go in much detail, but they have their factions. Okay. So you have one faction, they want to do everything political. They wanted to do, support financially those who in Congress or Senate who support the South. They wanted to financially use the money to try and vote out the ones who are against the South. They're trying to get the governors convinced that the only way to correct the problem is to secede from the state. And I just saw that Texas tried it, and they didn't have their ducks in a row with the paperwork or whatever, and they got kicked out. So then you have another section who is there to protect the statues, the monuments, the paintings, the portraits of history. And you got another faction who is there who is the military arm to fight and die if necessary for either the South or for the nation as a whole against an invasion. You got another section who are there to pick up the pieces after a mass whatever takes place with food, medicine, and shelter. What they don't have is a single individual person like a General Lee or General Longstreet or whatever to take these groups and bring them all together into one cohesive nation, if you will, to have their voices heard and heard in greater numbers than what they're doing. And I don't know what it's going to take other than perhaps maybe, the government coming after them for their guns. Maybe that's what's going to be the factor that brings those factions together to fight against the common enemy?
I don't see, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't see the North and the South splitting the United States into two countries. I don't see how it benefits anybody as a whole, because if you have that, the Democrats could always pull California and make California a separate country and keep digging until it floats off into the Pacific Ocean and be wealthier than probably most of the states here. You know, I don't know. And the big problem with secession, and you and I have talked before, Randy, where, you know, what happens if you live in a state that is blue, or a state that is red, and all of a sudden it's surrounded by a bunch of blue states. You know, you can't just go into everybody in that blue state and say you need to change and be a red voter, or that you have to pack up and move and go to a blue state. So I just don't see how they figure that all is going to work, and who's going to make the decision.
Well, that's just it. You know, we have to do something, because I think I figured it was like 7% of our nation lives the lifestyle that 93% doesn't. But the 7% is the driving force in the government to pass the laws that protects their way of life. I'm talking about pedophilia. I'm talking about sex changes for 5-year-olds, things like that. Why? Because that 7% has the louder voice when it comes to burning down shit.
Oh, they have the money, so they can fund it. None of those 7% are actually, well, I mean, some are, but very few of them are actually going out and getting their hands dirty, aside from their trips to the island, you know, and or other places. But,
well, they have always got slaves or people to work under them and do all their dirty work. You know, hell, they don't even know how to go out and check their own damn oil.
Yeah.
You know, if shit hits the fan, what are they going to do if they ain't got nobody to take care of them?
Right.
I don't know, but you know, all I keep hearing is that this year is the year that we're going to see some type of action take place.
I think there has to be. I mean, if at 1:00 in the morning on election day, the Democrats think they're just going to shut down the polls, kick out all the Republicans, I think there's going to be, you know, I think there's going to be gunfight at the local election counting corral that is going to be the launch of a civil disturbance that hopefully says, you know, this is done. We've had enough. Pack your bags and leave. You know, I don't know how fast we can close off the border, how fast we can actually finish the border. I don't know how fast we can actually find people who don't belong here and get them out of here. That's going to be the hardest. That's going to be the hardest part.
That's where I disagree. You know, first off, if Trump got into the office, he could order the soldiers, you know, with their armored vehicles down to the south and block off that their entryway until they, you know, get the wall finished. But as far as finding people, come on. Now, with the technology they have, they can find a fly on someone's ass that has a white dot on his cheek and a red eye. I mean, that's how great the technology is.
Yeah, so but you have the Secretary of Homeland Security, you know, Alejandro may kiss my ass, for lack of saying anything else that will get me in trouble. But you have Alejandro saying, or not even answering questions and then you have senators yelling at him. So are you telling us that you really don't know? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden Alejandro gets called in, gets arrested and brought in before a judge, and they start asking him questions. And the judge says, you've got to answer these questions or else you're going down. that, that he's all of a sudden just going to start telling you the answers to those questions, because they've been coming into the border. They've been getting whatever they're getting when they get here. They're getting driver's licenses now. So who knows, who knows if they're just being handed driver's licenses with their picture on it, with a name on it, that they could ever actually even find, and employers are hiring tons of them, like they've all been told is illegal, and that, you can be shut down, you can be fined, you can be this, you can be that, but it's still going on every day.
And it's still the question that no one wants to really get the answer to, and that is, the millions of young children who are disappearing on a monthly basis coming across that border. I mean, we want to talk about the horrendous video and after image from when Hamas went into Israel, what they did to the women and children and to the babies and the unborn. But, and you take notice how that's kind of like dropped off the map as far as being important to talk about. But you have all these women and children who they're being sex trafficked. And our government could put a stop to it if they wanted to, but they don't. So I have to think that somewhere they're getting kickbacks.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I don't know if it's kickbacks, but I think it's like Steven said. I think they are involved. They are simply involved. They are involved. Drugs coming into this country and making their way through here, and whatever's left going into Canada and beyond. They're involved.
Department of Human Services or Social Services or whatever they want to call themselves, I 100% believe they are a government-funded human child trafficking ring. I believe that with all my heart. I know a lot of people, a lot of kids, their kids have been removed from their homes and put in a lot of bad situations. I know a little girl here, she's 18 now, and she had to go to court to face her accusers. He was a teacher. She was taken out of her home from her mom, a single mom raising her kids. The little girl was taken out, put in a foster home. The guy was a teacher and also a coach at a school here in Missouri. And her and a couple of other girls that was put in their home was molested, was abused. And it went on for a long time. And because he had upper status, he was, a pillar of the community. Nobody wanted to look that way and think that he was a bad guy. Well, now he's doing time in prison.
Yeah.
And our damn social services is the ones that put him there. So if it wasn't for this little girl, he wouldn't be in prison. He'd probably still be out doing it. But she went to court when she turned 18, just here first of the year, and she sent him to prison. Her testimony sent him away. Thank God. But it's happening. I mean, it's happening in a small community. So I know if it's happening here, it's happening all over.
Yep. I don't know. What the hell happened? What the hell happened? It breaks my heart.
I have a grandchild in foster care, and we haven't ever seen her or heard her. I've never even met her. My oldest son's baby, and he's never even seen her. So, yeah, it happens.
It is. I don't know. Somebody come on and tell me the answer, because I don't know anymore.
I don't think any of us know what the answer is going to be.
Tell me the answer, or at least get us in the right way. Lisa Slowhand is watching. Jimmy Collins is watching. Barbie Beach is watching. And William Grant, my buddy, is watching. Ray Cannon is watching. Randy Rhodes is watching. Edward Smith Sr. is watching. And I think that covers us back to the top of the hour. So I don't know how much time you have left, Stephen. I've been letting it go just because I figured we would give you as much time as you had with us. I'm not pushing you off in any way, but I just...
well, I need to bundle up here pretty quick and go out and pull some batteries off some vehicles and see if I can get one of my vehicles to start. I got two brand new batteries on a truck, and I went out yesterday to start it to go to work, and it would not even turn over. That's how cold. It's 1 degree here right now.
Oh,
wind chill -18.
We're close to 60 here.
Huh.
Yeah,
Hey,
we got a negative 18 degrees negative below right now.
we're positive
Winter.
60.
Well, Hertz might be able to help you because I understand they're getting ready to sell something like just under $300 million worth of electronic vehicles that they finally realized just should never have been added to their vehicles. Go ahead, Randy.
For Ichabod.
What?
Again, I don't know how I was selected by those in the South to be their genealogist, but I'm proud to be it. Okay. I hold the rank of colonel. I'm under the office of General Michael Mikowski, and I'm the genealogist for 8 of the Confederate states so far. And all the folks who come to me are from the South. And it's not like I marketed that direction. It's not that I pushed that direction. My flags are hanging out because I found out myself I do have, that connection. But I would not turn down anybody to do genealogy. But the point I'm trying to say is this, is that one of my clients is willing to pay me starting in February to do a live broadcast supporting the South. Okay. Which puts me at a disadvantage because, I know very little about the South as far as, what they went through, how they lived and so forth. So I got to start reading these books, these magazines that I have to kind of brush up on the topics. But if you were watching my show and from the very first couple episodes, I'm sure I'll have mistakes and I'll have some flubs. But you being more connected to the South than to say I am, would you look at me as being a joke, or would you be willing to help me to define what I'm trying to do, and that is to promote the South, to get people to appreciate the history of the South, and not as here's this guy from the North who's pretending to be a guy from the South and wants to talk about it, somebody's being paid for it.
Well, I would support you, and the only reason I'm in a border state. My ancestors fought for both sides. I am a direct descendant of one of the bushwhackers. My great uncle, I believe, his name was Jim Cummins. They called him Windy Jim Cummins. He rode with Quantrell, Bloody Bill Anderson. He was the last living gang member of Jesse James, and he's buried down here in Higginsville, Missouri, at the Confederate Cemetery. I'm in the genealogy.
Make notes, Randy, because you're going to need this for your 15 minutes of 5 generations. He's giving you very valuable tips.
I'm interested in genealogy. With the business I'm in and repairing headstones, doing preservation work.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard that.
I repaired a lot of Civil War veterans' headstones. A lot of people don't know, when you see the white tablet headstones and you read on them, and you say, oh, well, he fought for the Missouri regiment, or the Illinois regiment. A lot of them don't realize there's a distinct difference in between a gray or a headstone of somebody that fought for the North and somebody that fought for the South. And, when you look out there, like say in Arlington, I don't know. I've tried to go to Arlington. I couldn't get in there because it was January 7th and they shut it down, so I wasn't allowed to go in there. They shut down the whole city. But I wanted to go in there and compare the differences in there and see if there was any Confederates buried up there. You can tell by looking out across a cemetery and seeing veteran stones, whether they fought for the North and South without actually going up and looking at them. If it's a veteran for the North, the top of the stone will be rounded like a half moon.
Yep.
If they fought for the South, it's like a peak of a roof.
So the Union guys can sit on the tombstones.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I've learned in cemeteries that I wouldn't have learned in a textbook.
See, that's one reason why the people in the South are so upset is that the one monument in Arlington that was destroyed just recently, there were a lot of Confederate grave sites surrounding that monument. Okay, so the SIA was trying to convince the Republican idiots that you're going to be desecrating these graves if you go in there with your machinery and tear down this monument. And they thought they had to protect it until they went in at freaking midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and they tore the damn thing down without people knowing about it.
Well, if you remember 3 years ago, where was it down there where they went down toward the General Lee statue there at the mountain? You remember that? And Grandmaster Jay and his NAFTA coalition showed up and said if they would try to stop it, the black group, the same ones that ended up shooting herself down there over that girl that shot her or got shot by the cops on a no-knock warrant. You remember that? Yeah, they went down there and tried to stop stop the people the people that was against it being tore down. They went down there and opposed them, and tried to, let that go ahead and proceed. I think they went ahead and tore it down, I believe, if I remember right.
Well, the left is trying to destroy the structure that's built into the side of the mountain. They want to tear it down because there's some people who go there to enjoy the park, and all they see is these Confederate soldiers on the side of the mountain. And I'm so afraid. So they're talking about destroying the mountain.
Well, they're trying to erase history.
They're
trying to erase history.
That's the point. An invading army throughout history, one of the first things they do is they destroy the historical heritage of their enemy. That's why the Muslims, so forth, when they went into Iraq and so forth, they're blowing up the sides of mountains and blowing up, their mosques and so forth. They're destroying the religion and the faith and the history of their enemy. The North is still doing it by tearing down these statues and the paintings, and they remove them from the White House because now we got a Democrat in control. Oh, I can't walk past that hallway and keep seeing that there. It has to go. That's like that's bullshit.
Well, they're erasing our history. They took American history.
When are the Americans going to get tired of seeing Joe Biden walking down the hallways and looking, say that idiot's got to go?
I hate to say this, but our kids, the generation we're raising now, are stupid. They took away the history. They don't know nothing about American history. They don't know nothing about the Civil War. I mean, some of them think that the Democrats was a good party, that they was against slavery, and that the Republicans was one that's pushing slavery. I have kids around here saying that all the time. They said, oh, well, the Democrats switched sides. They used to be this, now they're that. No, that's not the way it was, buddy. But the way they're teaching them now, they don't know any better because that's what they're being taught.
Yeah.
It's sad. It really is.
Look at the college universities with professors. They're teaching the students to hate Jews and to support Hamas. The socialists are brainwashing our future and the future of this nation as an independent country who believes in God, and our own freedoms is being wiped out. And we're going
to have to start the all roads lead to home genealogy bookmobiles in every state, so all kids can come out and read the truth. Check out the truth.
So that's what I'm trying to do with I have a all roads lead to home genealogy library where I'm trying to get folks to they get these magazines, these books, and they read them and just kind of like throw them away. I'm trying to get them to throw it my way because I have this whole room. It actually is a converted garage into like a family room that I call it my Studio B. But I want to get bookshelves and so forth, and I want to save these books and magazines. And my intent, if I live long enough, is to try and scan them so that people who want to can go online and read these books, like an e-book or an e-magazine. Because if we don't save the stuff now, my grandson doesn't talk to me. Okay. I asked, he's going to college in a couple of months. He's graduating from high school for computer stuff. I thought he'd be great to help me with my broadcasts by creating graphics and videos and things for me, right? And
you upset him because he's got an iPhone and an iPad and you don't.
Well, no, I got those, but he said, send me what you're thinking about. So I sent him some images I used in the past, and it had the Confederate flag in it, right? And he responded back after several days of no response. He said, no, I'm not going to do it. And I asked him why. And he, a couple of days went by, and he said, because you support slavery. I said, no, Braden, I don't support slavery. And where are you hearing this from? And he said, from school. And I said, well, school is teaching you wrong. He hasn't talked to me since.
Well,
It's
that
always
flag
been
right
the
there, that
funniest
flag behind
part.
you is a big misconception. A lot of people in the new generation and these younger generations thinks that flag represents and supports slavery. A lot of them around here do. That's not what that flag is. That flag is a battle flag.
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with slavery. But a lot of people believe that.
Right.
Well, it's like the American flag, okay? The red, white, and blue. I mean, there used to be a day, and I still remember it, where it was revealed. You don't spit on it. You don't wear it for clothing. You don't sit on it. You don't stomp on it. You don't set it on fire. You respect it because men and women died on the battlefield for that damn flag.
Well,
But,
that's just like.
I believe, respectfully, you can wear it as clothing. Sitting on it, no. That's sitting on it. I think became a problem because people were taking patches of the flag after they ripped their pants and using them to cover up the rip. To me that's disrespectful. But I mean, I have T-shirts that have flag logos on one side of them that I
well, just like the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. The "Don't Tread on Me" flag. People think that's a racist flag. It's not a racist flag.
Yeah.
That flag, from what I understand, the "Don't Tread on Me" flag was flown back in the Revolutionary War.
Yep.
See, that's what we got to do. We got to start.
Even Pennsylvania had the flag with that snake on it. That "Don't Tread on Me" snake is on several different flags from different states across the nation. Yep. It doesn't have a reason for it.
Okay.
And people see it and they think it's being racist, and it's not.
Well, if you pay attention,
unfortunately, we exceeded, and they got home. They're gonna come in, and I promised I would be done long before. But
anyway,
thank you.
I'll be doing my own show come February. Somehow I'm gonna get across.
February.
Let me know if you would like to be a guest on it and talk about the South. I would love to have you.
Absolutely.
Bring some perspective to it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
And Dave, if you want to come on board sometime and talk nice about the South, I'll bring you on. But I got the power of the mute button.
I don't know enough about the South other than Florida's a great place to live.
You know what?
There's no snow. There's no snow here.
There used to be a saying that they always used to say, "The South will rise again." And I never actually believed that. But you know what? With this day and age, with the way things are happening, the way you see things down in Texas, it makes you wonder.
Well, you ask a Christian country music fan, and they will tell you Charlie Daniels said the South's going to do it again.
Yeah. We can only hope and pray. I think the salvation of our nation depends on the South.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, let's see. Today is Saturday, so the American Rebellion over on Rumble at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm sure you're both welcome there. And I know I'm welcome there too. But then Monday, there's an American Rebellion. Tuesday, I don't know if there will be a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, only because it's my 62nd birthday. Don't want anything. Don't want any celebration. No, none of this when you see me on because I'm turning 62. Randy's 620. So you have to do that for him. 650. What are you, 65?
Hey, I will be. Next month, I'm 65.
Next month, Randy will be 65. And let's see. Jerry, I think, is 60. So he's the baby among us. And Ichabod, where are you?
I'm 55.
You're 55.
55. Well, you're coming up.
I'm getting there.
Just that beard down to here. You know, if I could grow my beard down to here, people would tell me I was 55.
Get that close to the camera a minute. I don't see a 55, dude.
I'm there.
He's okay. I see it just because. Anyway, William Grant says his birthday is Wednesday.
Happy birthday to us.
He's going to be 70. He's going to be 72 years old. no, I'm teasing. But happy birthday to you, William Grant. Billy Cassidy, my buddy up in Watertown, Massachusetts, turned 72 on the 12th. God bless him. He's still working. And let's see, who else?
Well,
January 8th. Go ahead, Randy.
I'm hoping I live longer than my parents did. My dad joined the military, and God love the military, but one of the first things they did when I joined up was give you a bottle of alcohol and a carton of cigarettes. And that's where my dad was for the rest of his life, drinking and smoking. Same with my mom. And they both died in their very young 70s. Now, I don't drink, I don't smoke. So hopefully I'll live to be at least in my 80s or 90s.
I'll send you guys that flyer on Boogie with the Bull.
Yeah.
On the regular Boogie with the Bull of the convoy that's getting ready to get started.
I'll push it on my groups. I got 3 groups.
Post that in the groups.
It needs to be shared and liked. That way Facebook and all these other platforms cannot take it down. People need to know what's happening.
Yep. There you go.
I don't even really want to talk as we wrap up, but I will. I'm tired. I put up a post yesterday asking for anyone who has a particular webcam that will work with the Windows 10 device that I'm trying to get going. And they took it down, said it violated community standards. And the only thing I can figure that violated community standards was that it was a meme of Trump opening up his shirt like Clark Kent used to do. And I think it was a super MAGA, Trump is super MAGA. And they took it down and spanked me.
Do you still have that image?
Yeah.
Message it to me. I won't post it on my group. Let's see what happens.
I will.
Yeah, I had an ad on the swap shops on Facebook of new headstones that I sell. And I've been on there for 5 years doing it, and they took it down saying it goes against their community standards. So I cannot advertise my headstones that I sell anymore.
I don't.
Why can't you advertise your headstones?
I don't know.
Because he's not doing it on Marketplace, or he's not
I'm advertising.
Right. He's not paying them as the community standards violation. He's not paying them.
See, I used to pay them. I used to pay for their advertisement on my last account, and they took that account away from me and my business account. So now I had that's the reason I'm under Ichabod instead of my real name now, because they wouldn't let me have my account back.
Right.
So
I will say this: my groups a couple of weeks back, all of a sudden started having all these damn advertisements on it for food, primarily for food. So maybe that's how they're getting their money. But send me your stuff, and I'll post it on my group, because it corresponds to what I do. I deal with dead people all the time. So send me your tombstone thing. I'll slap it on there and see what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
Do that. All right, guys. I want to thank you both for joining a rare Saturday Boogie with the Bull. Like I said, you'll know when we're on people on Facebook, because you'll see something in the notifications. But Stephen, it was a pleasure having you. Randy, it was a pleasure having you. And one of these days I'll learn how to type a StreamYard link right. And don't, whatever you do, tell Jerry that there was a link problem today, because I'll get in trouble.
Dave. Well, when you're on your StreamYard, okay, down at the bottom taskbar, there is an invite button. You click on the invite button, and it copies the link.
It does.
That's how you invite people.
Okay, it does. The problem, that the reason that I stopped using it was so many people weren't on Messenger, then I couldn't send them a link, so I stopped using it. But let me see. You're probably right. If you hit that, you're right. You just copy the link and put it in there. Okay, well, that's what we'll do from now on.
And I think you do the same thing by just putting it into the Facebook feed as well.
Yeah, you can.
So next time, try that. See what happens.
We'll try that. We will try that.
He can still learn. He's not too old.
I am not too old. We are the No Budget Broadcasting Company for a reason. All right, gentlemen, parachutes ready?
Have a good day.
All right. Thanks, Stephen. We'll see you soon.
Good night. Goodbye, guys.
All right, Stephen. We'll hit that. All right, Stephen's got Randy Rhodes, Stephen Palmer, Ichabod Palmer. You see him around a prepper getting ready for what is going to eventually happen, and dealing with a son who is in jail for J6, which is still something I don't understand. Thank you, William, for the birthday greeting. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to anyone who has a birthday in the month of January. If you let me know, I will plug it on the broadcast and maybe even bring you on and embarrass you profusely in front of anyone who's watching. This was a rare Saturday Boogie with the Bull broadcast. An hour comes up on Saturday, and sometimes we can push it a little bit later. So it's time to end it. Thank you for watching. Melinda Brown, Fortney, William Grant, rolling up Randy Rhodes, who was on, Edward Smith Sr. A pleasure to have you watch. And I will be in contact with you this week on Monday. By Monday, Edward, I will send you a link to all of the groups, and you tell me which ones you want to be a moderator in. If you really want to make me happy, you tell me you want to be a moderator in every one of those groups that I send you, and you can post straight through. We did what we invented something, I think. A lot of other people use it, but we invented something that works for us here on Boogie with the Bull. We called it mirroring, and we told people, take a bunch of posts, post them in all of the groups, all 7 of them, because the news feeds aren't synced together. They're all different, and so people will see it at a different time. So if you decide you want to be a moderator of all 7 groups, that would make me very happy. If you decided you only want to be a moderator of 1 or 2 groups, that will make me very happy as well. John Ross turned 20 years old today, and he's up in Canada. And I hope you do, in fact, share the broadcast. This was kind of a loosely put together thing, John. We try to stick a little more together on Tuesday and Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. A lot of people from the American Rebellion, which is now over on Rumble, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday are on. So if you're on Rumble, you can watch the American Rebellion on Rumble. You have to be a Rumble member in order to be able to watch the live chat. StreamYard and Rumble do not have an agreement. The Rumble is a real confirmed destination, so you can watch the broadcast, but you cannot see the live chat on Facebook. And they would prefer that you watch it on Rumble anyway, because they're having fantastic success because they're not getting nailed for things that they used to do on Facebook all the time. And I agree with them. We will add Rumble probably sometime in February. We will not leave Facebook. We will not leave YouTube unless they make that decision and they remove us from YouTube and or Facebook. My belief is not to leave one and go to another. It's to expand and pick up one here and there. And by doing that, we expand. If you're on StreetLock, StreetLock.com, StreetLock.com, go and join the Boogie with the Bull True Patriot Talk group there. And somewhere buried in that newsfeed is a embed from the YouTube channel where you can watch the Boogie with the Bull broadcast as well. Or you can go to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel and join the broadcast. Anyway, you were not very late, Melinda. My request is simple. If you get here and you missed the beginning of the program and you want to catch the beginning, go back and watch it. It takes about 15, 20 minutes after it sets, or whenever you see it, take it and watch it and share it. Facebook, off of Facebook, I don't really care. The only thing I ask really is that if you're going to take it and share it off of Facebook, go to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel and share it from there, only because I don't like sharing Facebook off of Facebook. And it's really not Facebook, it's StreamYard. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed the rare Boogie with the Bull broadcast. This is the part of the broadcast where I tell you you've been watching a rare Saturday Boogie with the Bull. a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. We own it all. And if we don't own it all and we use it by mistake and somebody else owns it, we always apologize profusely and try to work something out. We don't mean to stomp on anybody's feet. We're retired real radio people, or even people that are still doing internet radio, or people that are doing real radio, just a bunch of good old American citizen journalists just having a good time, laughing and joking with people in the live chats on Facebook and on YouTube, and just having fun, because you have to laugh at what's going on right now, because if you don't, you'll start crying. And once you start crying, it's all done. Anyway, like I said, I promised that we would be done by 11 o'clock, and it's 11:35, and I'm going to end right now. The animals have requested that I end as well, too. So, Double B's for Victory, this Boogie Winnable broadcast is coming to an end one more time. Double B's for Victory, this Boogie Winnable broadcast will come to an end.